Hello friends, Cole here with another midweek message from Selkirk United Church. It is September 9th today as I record this. Children have been back to school this week in most cases. Some people are back to work after some summer holidays. There's been snow in Alberta and Colorado. The virus is still affecting all of our lives, but the world keeps turning. And our church keeps rolling along in this new way of doing things. Speaking of the church rolling along, I wanted to pass a few things on to you today from the life and work of our church. We are still collecting some school supplies for those who could use them as this school year starts up. Chris will be in the office tomorrow morning, that's Thursday morning, if you have some that you'd like to drop off. And thanks to those who have already done so. Also, we are starting a new list of people that we're praying for Sunday Worship's pastoral prayers, beginning this coming Sunday. We'll be starting with a fresh list. So if you have a name or some names that you'd like us to include, whether you've included them before or not, make sure you let myself or Chris know before tomorrow's deadline. Again, that's Thursday at about noon. And if you miss that deadline, just send the names in whenever you get the chance and we will add them in for the following Sunday. Also, we're still looking for some more pictures of all of you to share on our congregational page of our website. So take a picture of you and your family. If you have an I Love SUC picture, that's great. If not, that doesn't matter. We just love to see your smiling faces on the page, especially when we can't see all of you in person right now. You can send those pictures in to chris@selkirkunitedchurch.ca. Also, a word from the treasurer and the stewardship folks. We received word that at the end of August, our church has a deficit of $1,800, which is actually not bad at all. In the budget, we had actually expected that we would have a deficit of over $8,000 at this time of the year. So an $1,800 deficit is not terrible news at all. Now, it is still a deficit, and we are still missing out some of our regular renters of the building and some of the envelopes that would come in on a typical Sunday morning. But I do want to thank all of you who have made donations over the past 6 months, either online through the website or through pre-authorized remittance or mailing in donations or dropping them off at the church. You've kept us afloat and then some. Thank you all so much for your generosity. Which brings me to my message for this week. It's a two-part message. The first part is a story that I found this week about the different ways that we can face adversity. It's the story of a mother and daughter talking about how difficult life can be. The mother's response includes a visual parable. She puts water into 3 pots and brings them to a boil. In one, she places a carrot. In another, she places an egg. In the last one, she places coffee grinds. After a while, she removes the pots from the stove and offers this insight. She says that some of us are like carrots. When we encounter difficulties, we let those difficulties defeat us and we become limp. We lose our will to fight and we give up or we give in. And nothing positive comes of that for our relationships, for our responsibilities, for our lives, for the lives of those around us. She turns to the next pot and she says that other people are like eggs. When they encounter difficult times or difficult people, they become hardened. The tough times of life change them, but not in a positive way. They stop seeing the joys of life. They become inflexible. They become pessimistic and negative about life in general. The goal, the mother continues, is to become like the coffee. When the coffee encounters stressful circumstances, it changes the water. The water doesn't change the coffee changes the water. In life, that kind of an attitude will strengthen our relationships and bring us joy. It will help us to face difficult times and not just endure them, but to figure out ways to thrive in spite of them. There's a message for all of us in that story. Even though I told you all last week that I don't even like coffee, I do like coffee crisp. And I love the way coffee smells. And I love the way coffee is described in this story. All of us have the potential to change the water of our lives, to change at least some of the realities that we face each day, and to change how we view those realities, to change how we view the future and what possibilities and blessings God still has in store for us yet. There are many. want to close by lighting a candle and reading to you a little section that I found in the summer edition of the magazine Gathering. This comes from Sue Webb from Faith Centennial United Church in some place called Selkirk, Ontario. Selkirk, Ontario. Sue says that in their church they light a candle each week for the children's time. They call it the Good News Candle. First they ask the children if they have any good news to share, and they always do. Then they include the adults. Often there is news of a good doctor's report, a birth announcement, an answer to prayer, a birthday or an anniversary, a family celebration, and so on. Then the candle is lit with these words: "We light this candle thanking God for all the good news shared and unshared, and for all the ways God continues to work in and through our lives." That reminded me of the celebrations that we have added to our online Sunday worship services, but just with a bit of a different twist. So I thought I'd share that with all of you today. And I want to encourage you to think about the good news in your own lives, in your own surroundings, in your families, around your neighborhoods. And I'm going to light a candle for all the good news in all of our lives today. And I'll repeat the words that Sue Webb says that they repeat in Selkirk, Ontario at their church. We light this candle thanking God for all the good news shared and unshared, and for all the ways God continues to work in and through our lives. Thanks be to God. See you all next week. God bless.